Microchimerism. Do you know what that is, Moff?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to explain that to the audience. You've been a dog owner before, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with dog breeding protocols?
No.
So when you're doing a purebred sort of deal, and you're going to sell those pups off, sort of thing, you can't get a certificate if the female, the bitch, has mated with any other dogs in the past. Whether it had a litter or not doesn't matter. If the female has had intercourse with another dog, another breed, even, there's no certificate of authenticity. I guess you can put it that way.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is the notion of microchimerism, which they haven't properly studied directly in humans, but in other animal species, they've been able to replicate this many times over. Let me read this little excerpt over here, and I'll drop the link to the article in the chat. You guys can open it in a window and read it later if you want. Now, do not be confused by your father's DNA. So what microchimerism basically is when male DNA ends up in a female brain. And there's only 4 ways that scientists have figured out that male DNA can show up in the female brain: an unknown abortion that's undisclosed, possibility of a vanished male twin during conception, older brother transferred by the maternal circulation, or sexual intercourse. And what they're finding is 63% of females, so 37 out of the 59 tested, harbored male DNA in their brain. So there's that. Women are on birth control, and when they're on birth control, guys are doing what they're doing in there. And you meet a gal who's been with other guys, then other guys are inside her body. In the dog breeding world, they can't authenticate that breed being 100% authentic if the bitch has bred with other male dogs before. It's just something to contemplate. I mean, you want to pass on your name and your DNA. They won't study it in humans yet, though. Like Moff said, they won't study anything that would make women look bad. And I think that if they studied this, they would probably replicate the same data that they've gotten off of other species they've looked at, which is unfortunate because they won't do the research. To tell you the truth.
They won't even properly study seed oils. Like, what makes you guys think they're going to study this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll drop the link here for you guys. You guys can open this up, or just search for the keyword microchimerism if you want to do a little deeper dive down the rabbit hole on that topic. But there's actually a really good book. If I can give you a really interesting, useful resource, there's a book called Sperm Wars. I think the author's name is Robin Baker, if I got that right, but definitely the title is Sperm Wars. Go get a copy of that book. Audiobook, is fine to listen to it. It starts with a story about an incident, and then it sort of like flips over to the scientific explanation after that. And you start to realize very, very quickly that the female reproductive tract and the way that sperm are designed are really to compete. And there's a reason why our ancestors for many years would gatekeep a woman's most valuable possession, which was her virginity, because you can only transact in it once, right? It's like, you go buy a new car, you drive it off the lot. Oh, okay, you just drove it off the lot. It's no longer a new car, right? Same sort of thing. So it's something to contemplate. I'm not going to hold you guys to it 100%, but the lower the notch count, the better off you're going to be. The higher the notch count, the higher the probability is that you're going to run into problems. The higher the probability is that she's going to have a personality disorder. She's had an abortion, multiple abortions, microchimerism. You got all kinds of the other stuff that come along with that, with STDs and alpha widows, and he hurt me, and he cheated on me, sort of thing. It's like, these women, they don't really reconcile all of these issues in their past when they're dealing with a new guy. You've heard a lot of these manosphere influencers, talk about this stuff too. It's like, I don't want anything to deal with an older chick that's been with a whole bunch of guys. Like, I got to deal with all the baggage that she's carrying around and the problems that she's had. And he pushed me down the stairs, and he was an asshole, and he was mean to me. And that one time he looked at, and all that sort of stuff. It's just like, the less that she's gone through, the purer she's going to be, the easier it is that she's going to be for you to deal with. We'll move on from that right now. I got single moms on the list here, which is a longer one because there's a chapter on it. So I skipped it in this cast. We're going to revisit it.
Okay.
But we're going to go to 13, women seeking validation. What time are we at? 8:37. All right, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.